My life has a limit, but knowledge has no limit. To pursue the limitless with the limited is exhausting, and if you still seek knowledge after knowing this, you will be exhausted indeed. Do good without seeking fame. Do bad without risking punishment. Follow the natural path as your constant principle. This way you can protect your body, preserve your life, care for your loved ones, and live all your years. Cook Dim was carving an ox for Lord Wenhui. Wherever his hand touched, his shoulder leaned, his foot stepped, his knee pressed whoosh, swack. The blade moved with a rhythm, each stroke falling perfectly in tune. It matched the dance of the mulberry grove and echoed the melody of the jingshu. Lord Wenhui exclaimed, "Ah, wonderful! How did your skill reach such heights?" Cook Ding set down his knife and replied, "What I care about is the way, which goes far beyond skill. When I first began carving oxen, all I saw was the ox itself. After 3 years, I no longer saw the whole ox. Now I meet it with my spirit, not my eyes. My senses stop, and my spirit moves as it will. I follow the natural grain, slicing through the large gaps, getting the blade through the hollows, going by how things already are. I never touch the tendons, let alone the big bones. A good cook changes his knife once a year, that is because he cuts. An ordinary cook changes his knife once a month, that is because he chops. My knife has been used for 19 years. It has carved thousands of oxen, yet its blade is still as sharp as if freshly honed. There are gaps between the joints, and the blade has no thickness. When you put what has no thickness into the gaps, there is more than enough room to move the blade freely. That is why my knife is still like new after 19 years. Even so, whenever I come to a tangled knot, I know it as difficult, and I proceed with caution. My mirror focuses, my hand slows down. I move the knife with the slightest touch, and suddenly the whole ox falls apart like a cloud of earth dropping to the ground. I stand holding my knife, looking around with satisfaction. Then I clean it and store it away. Lord Wenhui said, "Excellent." From Cook Ding's words, I have learned how to nurture life. Gongming soon saw the right officer and was startled. Who is this man? How is it he has only 1 foot? Is it heaven's doing, or madness? The right officer replied, "Heaven's doing, not madness. Heaven made me this with 1 foot missing. A person's appearance is given to them, so I know it is heaven's doing, not madness. A wild pheasant takes 10 steps to peck and 100 steps to drink. It does not wish to be kept in a cage, even if its spirit sings loudly inside a cage. It is not good." When Laozi died, King Shi went to mourn. He cried 3 times and came out. A disciple asked, "Wasn't he your teacher?" "Yes." "Then is this proper mourning?" "Yes." At first, I thought of him as an ordinary man, but now I see otherwise. When I went in to mourn, I saw old people crying as if crying for their own sons, and young people crying as if crying for their own mothers. Those who gathered there must have come together because they had something to see without wanting to see it, or wept without wanting to weep. This is to defy heaven and betray one's true nature. Forgetting how we were given life, the ancients called this the punishment for defying heaven. When it was time for your teacher to come, he came. When it was time for him to leave, he left, accepting the time and flowing with what comes. Sorrow and joy cannot enter your heart. The ancients called this being released from the bonds of life. Fire would burn away, but the fire passes on, no one knows where it ends.